Standing before us is an 18-year-old boy who looks completely unremarkable. He unexpectedly awakened the unique divine sequence 003, the Blood King. He was supposed to possess incredibly terrifying powers to slay demons and monsters. However, the system's mission required him to wait 3 years before fully awakening. With only 10 minutes left until the mission was about to be completed, no one could have predicted that demons would suddenly invade the entire world. A ferocious and horrifying monster stormed into the school. In an instant, everyone, including myself, fled to the rooftop. As long as I can hold out on the rooftop for the last few minutes, I will successfully awaken sequence 003. But just when I was feeling overjoyed, there was a loud bang on the iron door of the rooftop. A very distinct fist-shaped dent appeared. Everyone who saw this immediately stepped back, their eyes filled with fear as they stared at the door. Then came 3 more loud crashes. Each impact was heavier than the last. The iron gate would be violently smashed outward. To that ferocious and ruthless monster, breaking down the iron gate was only a matter of time. Right at that moment, I heard a system notification sound next to my ear. Congratulations on completing the hidden system task. You have received the reward of a shard of divinity. In an instant, my consciousness became hazy. It was as if I was sitting in a domain overflowing with rivers of blood. On a throne surrounded by a wasteland of corpses, the god of divine slaughter has awakened. Please extract the authority of this deity. Within the realm of consciousness, hundreds of cards suddenly appeared around me, surrounding me completely. I didn't hesitate for even a moment. I randomly flipped over one of the cards. As the card turned over, golden text instantly appeared. The authority is sequence 003, Blood Monarch. The first effect, blood control, allows manipulation of one's own blood and transforms it into any weapon form. The second effect, Royal Bloodline, negates all sense of pain and prevents death from excessive blood loss. Wounds heal at an accelerated rate. Effect 3, Hunting Desire activates when slaying demons and monsters. Blood strength permanently increases by 1. Killing powerful demons triggers. This effect additionally enhances. Effect 4, Divine Mind is flawed. After increasing the intensity of blood, the blessing of the gods was received. The sequence ability or talent can be extracted again. Haha, the awakening was a success, and it looks especially powerful. Let's test its effect first. Then I raised my index finger, biting it with my teeth to break the skin. A limited blood bead immediately overflowed. As my thoughts shifted, that blood bead appeared right at my fingertip. It turned into a thin, sharp spike. The iron gate was blasted open with a bang during the rain. That ferocious dark green monster rushed in quickly, like a wolf charging into a flock of sheep. Screams filled the air in an instant. The Divine Mission series has been activated. The current task is to kill any demon. Seeing this, a smirk appeared on my lips. Great, you'll be perfect for a trial run. While everyone else was stepping back, I moved forward against the current and grabbed a fruit knife from a guy's hand. Taking a fruit knife away from his grip, I slashed the artery in my wrist. Blood immediately spurted out. The blood transformed into a crimson blade. I held it tightly in my hand. At that moment, the demon sensed my provocation. A glint of ferocity flashed through its pupils. A raging chariot charged straight at me. The entire rooftop trembled under the weight of heavy footsteps, just as the demon lunged at me in the blink of an eye. With a sharp snap, the blade was raised and brought down swiftly. The blood-stained blade carved out a crescent arc. The demon's head immediately rolled across the ground several times. It happened to stop right in front of me. The blood-stained blade then reverted back into liquid form, and it flowed back into my body. The wound on the wrist is healing at a speed visible to the naked eye. The divine mission is completed. Reward, blood strength increased by 6. Demon slaying triggered the effect of hunting desire. Blood strength permanently increased by 2. Since blood can transform into any weapon or armor, an increase in blood strength means both attack and defense are boosted. As long as I keep hunting monsters, this can continuously enhance the strength of my blood. It helps boost my combat abilities in every aspect, improving my overall fighting power. And for every 10 points of blood strength added, you earn another chance to draw a card. After getting a rough idea of the new cheat feature, I was overwhelmed with excitement. At that moment, everyone stared at me in complete disbelief. What? Chen Yen? He actually killed that monster, and with just one strike, the monster was taken down. He actually has this kind of power. If it weren't for him, I'm afraid none of us would have escaped this disaster. Grateful looks kept being directed toward me. Before long, the dark clouds in the sky faded away. The lightning vanished. The sky returned to its clear and bright blue state. The gloomy atmosphere lingering in the air was gone too. At that moment, a grown man dressed in tactical gear appeared, rushed up to the rooftop in no time. The moment he got up there, he froze. After seeing the monster's corpse lying on the ground, his trembling gaze was filled with disbelief. He had initially rushed up to save someone, but he didn't expect the demon to already be slain. This was a second-tier green ogre, equivalent to the second chapter of the Spirit Wielder's mountain-moving saga. Even he wouldn't have avoided a tough battle, yet it was taken down so effortlessly by a college student. You must be joking. Then he immediately noticed me, because among this group of terrified students, my unusually calm demeanor stood out. However, it wasn't the right time to talk. The man quickly informed the cleanup crew, "Hurry and get up here to treat the injured. Erase memories where necessary. Make sure all the cleanup work is thoroughly done." Soon, there was no one left but me. Everyone was taken away by the troops. "Hello, I am Joe Lin, an intern investigator from 749. 749. Hearing this mysterious name, I raised my eyebrows slightly. They are an organization that specializes in handling supernatural events. Chen Yan, was this demon killed by you? What if I say it wasn't? Would you believe me?" I shrugged my shoulders. Impressive. Joe Lin couldn't help but praise, then curiously asked again, "Chen Yan, are you really just awakening now?" "Awakening?" I asked back, afraid of exposing myself. "After awakening, you might get captured and studied." However, just as I finished speaking, a flame suddenly ignited in Joe Lin's palm. "He also has supernatural abilities. People like me are known as espers. A person might awaken at any moment. When awakening happens, one will definitely gain a sequence ability. For example, I am the 78th case in the Fire God sequence with this ability. Most people can only obtain abilities from sequence number 11100. Only a very small number of individuals can acquire abilities from the top 10 sequences, and these chosen ones are also referred to as the God-selected individuals. Of course, we can also train in additional techniques in weapons to assist in combat. Sequence abilities are typically used as a trump card. After hearing his words, I didn't deny the fact that I had awakened. I asked about the whole story. "So what exactly just happened? Why did the sky suddenly turn dark? How did the monster show up? How's Joe Lin doing?" At that moment, another woman in a black uniform ran up. "I came right over as soon as I received the emergency dispatch order. Is it resolved?" "Well, it has been taken care of, but it wasn't me who solved it." Joe Lin glanced at me as he spoke. "His name is Chen Yan. He just awakened and took down a second-tier green troll. It's simply unbelievable." "Wow, that's insanely strong." "Hello there, Junior. Hi, I'm Zhao Qian, an intern from 749. I'm also your senior who graduated from here 2 years ago. Weren't you just trying to ask how to get back?" "Zhao Qian, you explain. Let me first give a brief on-site report to the Bureau," Joe Lin said. Upon hearing this, Zhao Qian mysteriously mentioned a magnetic world. "It is a world that is exactly identical to our reality, like the reverse side of a mirror. The difference is that it is filled with demons and monsters. This school encountered a rift. To put it simply, it's like a crack formed between two worlds, which caused the two worlds to misalign and merge." Upon hearing this, he seemed to be deep in thought. "That's why we encountered monsters from the reverse world. Things returned to normal only after the rift was closed." Wind Chime has a strong ability to understand concepts. "So your team 749 specializes in handling these kinds of situations. You're training psychics, right?" "That's right. Are you interested in joining Team 749? Join 749 and enjoy excellent benefits. A base salary of 30,000, plus performance-based bonuses. We have a dedicated training facility. Instructors will guide you to grow stronger. You'll also have access to exchange various techniques and weapons." Hearing all of this, it's truly a formal government position. The benefits are truly amazing. It offers strength, resources, and opportunities, and there are all kinds of conveniences. Do I still have any reason not to join? At this moment, Zhou Ling, who had finished reporting the situation, hurried over. "Zhao Qian, why are you being so friendly to them? Chen Yan was discovered by me first. If we recruit them, the credit should definitely go to me. Don't even think about stealing the credit. If we can successfully recruit a new member, there's a reward from the Bureau. And recruiting someone talented comes with additional prizes. Someone like me, who just awakened and can already take down a tier 2 demon, surely has some impressive talent. There's no way my talent could be that bad. Zhou Ling definitely won't let anyone else take this away. Hey, I'm not as pragmatic as you are. I graduated from here. Is it wrong to look after a junior when I come across one? What if they end up taking off in the future? They might even remember the good I did for them. At this moment, I asked the question I cared about the most. Now that I've awakened, how can one train to become stronger? At this moment, Zhao Qian revealed the watch on her wrist. A blue light screen instantly appeared. Name Zhao Qian. Realm Ban Mountain Realm. Level 34 is the terminal of our bureau. It has a variety of functions, including but not limited to recording personal information and identity verification. It can also be used to exchange contribution points for resources and more. What does level 34 mean? I was looking at the panel showing level 34. Some people are visually impaired. Every person has 100 spiritual apertures within their body. Filling them all allows you to break through to the next realm. The Super AR can display this as data, and it turns into levels. Got it? So reaching level 100 means you can break through. Then how do you level up? What I care about most is the method of cultivation. Then Zhao Qian began to explain carefully. There are a total of 4 cultivation methods. The first 2 ways are absorbing spiritual energy from nature and consuming elixirs. The third method is relatively dangerous. It requires obtaining spiritual energy by slaying demons and monsters. Hearing this, I sensed the power within my body. No wonder after defeating that monster earlier, I felt a warmth spreading inside me. It seems like my level has increased. The fourth method is the hardest, completing missions assigned by the Bureau. Then Zhou Ling added on the side. Any awakened individual might randomly receive a task. There are survival tasks and extermination tasks. There are even highly lethal confrontation tasks. The tasks will transport you into the reverse world. However, it is possible to decline the tasks. You can choose to lay low and train gradually, so the fastest way to level up is by going to the reverse world. I couldn't help but feel a bit curious. Where do these tasks even come from? Right at that moment, a piece of text appeared in front of my eyes. Received a survival mission. Survive for 8 hours in the reverse world. Countdown to transmission is 7 days. I was assigned a survival mission. It starts in 7 days. It's okay. You can give up when the time comes. Take an extra 1 or 2 months to reflect. Normally, newcomers train for more than 3 months. Only then would I consider the quiet world. Zhao Qian explained. Let's go, take me to 749. I don't want to wait even a moment longer. I just want to quickly start training and head to the city to prepare for entering the secret world in 7 days. After all, I have awakened. Divinity grows stronger only through slaying monsters. When she heard I was willing to join 749, Zhou Ling was absolutely thrilled. Let me take you to the station. Don't worry, the follow-up work here will naturally be handled by the relevant units. After all, we are part of the system. Of course, there are also many private sects taking in energy practitioners, but I can confidently tell you, our 749 team is still more professional and standardized. Zhou Ling was chatting enthusiastically along the way. Afraid I might change my mind halfway through. After a while, the group arrived at a massive mountain. The 749 Bureau is located in a valley within this mountain. It is an enormous underground base. While Zhou Lin was giving the introduction, there was a hint of pride on his face. It seems he takes a lot of pride in it. After registering at the entrance, you are officially part of the 749 Bureau. Chen Yan will escort you here and leave you a contact number. Feel free to reach out to me anytime if you have questions. Afterward, Zhou Lin and Zhao Qian watched me leave. What score do you think he can get on the newcomer assessment? Zhou Lin asked. I think his average score will be above 90. If you want to score above 90, you have to pass the most challenging assessment. Every year, quite a few people join 749, but only a handful manage to score 90. Each of them is undoubtedly a genius. You have such high hopes for him. Zhou Lin was quite surprised. Haha, it's a woman's intuition. Maybe he'll surpass me in no time. At this moment, I completed the procedures under the receptionist's guidance. Considering it's your first visit to 749, I'll take you to pick up the terminal first. Led by the receptionist, I went deeper into the base. Chen Yan, this is our terminal distribution room. You can choose a style you like. After that, I carefully looked through the items in the glass display case. This one will do. I picked out a black watch. It's the terminal. Now you can put it on. The advanced AI will automatically input your information. As I put on the terminal, a virtual silver-haired barefoot girl appeared. It instantly appeared before my eyes. Then a mechanical voice without any emotion spoke. Welcome Chen Yan, scanning data in progress. Soon, my profile card showed up on the light screen. Name Chen Yan. Realm Spirit Connection Level 8. Contribution points 0. So earlier when I killed that demon, I leveled up 8 times in one go. Killing monsters not only levels you up quickly, the strength of the blood can also increase. From now on, I must work hard to slay demons and eliminate evil. Amy was floating in the air. The silver-haired, barefoot lowly image was quite adorable. After that, I turned off the terminal. I asked the female receptionist, what should I do now? Every newcomer who just joined 749 needs to undergo a potential assessment. The evaluation grade determines it. Received the benefits. A score above 60 is considered passing. Every 10 points represents a potential T-level. Generally, scores above 80 are recognized as future stars. Scores above 90 are considered top-level geniuses. The higher the evaluation score, the better the benefits in all aspects. Hearing this, I nodded slightly. Take me to have a look. A moment later, I arrived in front of a massive, heavy metal gate. After pushing the gate open, what came into view was a vast and endless training ground. At this moment, dozens of people were gathered around the field, cheering enthusiastically for the person on the field. The evaluation area resembled a square-shaped cage. Inside the cage was a man with a bare upper body, with a muscular and well-built physique. He was being chased by 4 metal bowling balls. The bowling ball weighs thousands of pounds. If this hits someone, it could instantly kill them. Keep going, Wang. It's almost over. Only 10 seconds left. Hang in there, it won't be long. This test is coming to an end. The light blue screen above the field displayed the man's score. Wang Xiao scored 87 points. 87 points broke another record. Brother Wang is just too strong. It has to be Brother Wang. Poor me, I didn't even reach 60 points. I couldn't even pass. It's pretty normal for newcomers to fail. Bowling is no joke. Brother Wang's talent speaks for itself. He has been building up for months. That's the only way to achieve such a high score. But I actually recognized the man on the court. He is the basketball team captain from the university next door. He once dominated a basketball game against our school. His wild and commanding presence won over countless girls. Later, I heard that he dropped out of school. The girls on campus were disappointed for quite some time. Turns out he joined the 749 team. Then my eyes drifted for a moment. I spotted someone again in the audience seats diagonally above. Saw someone I knew. She was a petite and delicate girl, sitting all alone with her face showing. At the freshman welcome party, she was the final performer of the night. Her features were exquisitely beautiful. The cool and elegant beauty sat on stage. With her eyes closed, she played a piece called Dolly. From that moment on, she became the unforgettable piano girl for every guy in school. But just 3 months ago, she suddenly dropped out of school. Turns out she was recruited into Team 749 as well. You're up next, Brother Song. Today we'll see which one of you can get it. This month it's the same name again. The reward is a whole 3 bottles of cultivation elixir. After Wang Xiao left the stage, another tall and slender guy with glasses, looking rather refined, stepped into the arena. It seems like the two of them are competing for the top spot on the leaderboard. They're continuously breaking records. Everyone else is just sighing. At this point, the female receptionist explained, the evaluation leaderboard is settled once a month. There's a reward for being ranked first. This motivates everyone to constantly push their limits. These two are among the better performers of the newcomers, but they've already been with 749 for a few months. There's no need to rush since you're just getting started. Why wouldn't I be in a hurry? In just a few days, I'll be experiencing the world. How could I miss out on rewards like cultivation resources? Amy, sign me up for this, I said to the terminal. On the large screen in the parking lot at any time, my name appeared among the participants. Preserving history. The highest score is 0. As soon as my name was mentioned, a buzz of chatter broke out around me. Who is that? Why is there a newcomer here? Didn't they notice? This is when Brother Wang and Brother Song are having their duel. People quickly turned their attention to me, the unfamiliar face, and soon Wang Xiao started walking toward me. There was a hint of displeasure on his face. Newcomer canceled the queue. If you want an evaluation, come back tomorrow. I'm working hard to secure the top spot this month. I'm about to keep challenging him, all for the sake of claiming first place. Secretly injected adrenaline to boost physical performance. This stuff's effect fades over time. Now I've pushed ahead of him. Naturally, he's not feeling great about it. So I turned to look at Wang Xiao and asked dismissively, "Don't you know who I am? Isn't the leaderboard's top spot labeled as Wang Xiao?" He seemed a bit impatient. "You're Wang Xiao, aren't you?" So, upon hearing this, Wang Xiao's face immediately darkened. "The newcomer isn't showing me any respect. Your days ahead won't be easy. You're still being too conservative. I can make things difficult for you right now." I quickly raised my right hand. Sequence 003 Blood Sovereign activated. Blood gushed out from the fingertips, transforming into a massive crimson serpent that tightly strangled Wang Zhao's neck, a 200-pound man being lifted by the neck, hoisted into the air with sheer force. I'm a naturally timid person. If someone dares to threaten me, I won't be able to sleep unless I take them out. Think carefully before speaking next time. Causing Wang Xiao to cough violently, there was already a red ring around his neck. His face turned ashen. He couldn't believe it. The strength of this newcomer was surprisingly powerful. The crowd around them was even more stunned. What on earth is going on? Why is the new guy getting into a fight with Brother Wang? And Brother Wang is actually on the losing end. Hearing this, Wang Xiao immediately felt humiliated. But deep down, he couldn't help feeling a trace of fear towards me, because the abilities I demonstrated were truly intimidating. At that moment, the broadcast announcement sounded. Chen Nian was called to step forward and begin the evaluation. Chen Nian ignored Wang Xiao completely. Walking through the protective steel mesh, she casually made her way into the evaluation area. Brother Wang, are you okay?" A girl hurried over to help Wang Xiao up. "He is Wang Zhao's devoted follower. I've always wanted to cling to this thick leg." "No worries, Brother Wang. You probably don't want to bother arguing with the newcomer. With such generosity, I really want to see how he scores." A male instructor walked into the field, holding a heavy set of gray clothes in his hand. "Morning exercises, huh? This is clothing made from impact-resistant materials. It can effectively prevent injuries during the evaluation. Can I wear it, or is it optional?" "Hey, don't be fooled by those few people not wearing anything just now. They've already tested dozens of times. Usually, newcomers have to put it on the first time. Otherwise, they'll end up lying in the medical room and calm down." "No thanks, that's not necessary. This way, it's more flexible." He's also a young guy with a lot of pride. "Alright, there are 5 levels in total for the evaluation. Each time the level goes up, another ball will be added to attack you. All you need to do is avoid the ball's attacks. Try your best to dodge and defend. Hold out for 1 minute. If you want to raise the test level, you can call it off if you can't hold on anymore, or the system will determine if you are unable to continue, and it will forcibly end the test. This is such a hassle. Let's get started." The instructor picked up the walkie-talkie. "Control room, you can proceed." Then he left the area. Outside the venue, dozens of trainee investigators were gathered. All of them were watching this test closely. They were curious to find out how well this guy, who clashed with Wang Xiaoqi upon arrival, would perform, and how high his score would be, whether he was capable or not. It had to be put to the test to find out. With a rumble, the steel gate opened. A bowling ball roughly 2 meters tall rolled out. He went straight toward Chen Nian without hesitation. Don't be fooled by the slow speed. At least half the people wouldn't withstand the first impact. The result would be a failing grade. Hopefully he can hold on a little longer. Chen Nian stood still without moving. Ever since he became a psychic, he feels his physical abilities have significantly improved. Combined with the ability to manipulate blood, he's a tough fighter. This thing shouldn't be much of a problem. Blood seeped out from the capillaries on the wrist. It turned into a layer of blood-colored armor, wrapping around the arm. A punch was thrown with a loud boom. The metal bowling ball was sent flying with a single punch, crashing heavily into the net, enhancing the strength. Chen Nian shouted, "Good kid." The control room staff immediately pulled the control lever to the second level. Another identical ball rushed out of the gate, attacked from both sides, and the speed was noticeably faster than before. This means a stronger impact. If accidentally caught between the two balls, breaking a few bones would be common. This guy really dares to let his hands be stained with fresh blood, turning it into a giant hammer. Just like playing bowling, a ball is smashed and sent flying, then it turns back into a fist, and another ball is blasted away. Increase the intensity. Strength level 3. Whoa, this must be his first test. Reaching level 3 strength on the first try. This kid is definitely something else. If I remember correctly, didn't Brother Wang only summon 2 balls on his first try? Keep quiet and don't speak. 3 balls attack in an alternating pattern. They might even bounce into the air and come crashing down. The attack methods have multiplied several times over, but Chen Nian still responds with calm composure. There's no sign of panic or confusion. Continue increasing the intensity to level 4. The people watching couldn't keep their mouths closed anymore. The test at level 4 intensity. Except for the cold and aloof beauty in the audience, the people present at the scene, only Wang Xiao and Song Changwen could pull this off. Is this newcomer even human? No way, man. What kind of alien creature is this? The 4-ball encirclement. The attack frequency has already reached an almost unimaginable level. A slight misstep could send you flying. But managing the control of one's training abilities, his proficiency is improving as well. At first, he even had to use a knife to cut his wrist, to let the blood flow out. But now he can directly control the blood to pierce through his skin, achieving more flexible transformations. Sometimes it turns into a fist, other times it becomes a hammer, and sometimes it transforms into protective armor. Even with 4 balls, they still couldn't harm him. Alright, I'll give it my all right now. The sense of control instantly hit the highest level of intensity. Even the operator himself got excited. He hadn't seen anything like this in a long time. A rookie this extraordinary was rare. In the command room of the 749 management team, several important figures were watching Chen Yan's test. This kid is the new recruit. That's right. I heard he took down a second-tier demon right after awakening. Definitely a promising talent. Zhou Lin brought him back. That can be considered quite an achievement. This guy's ability to manipulate is pretty rare. He's from the slaughter category and his sequence is definitely not low. He might even be one of the top 10 chosen by the divine. If that's the case, we'd have struck gold with him. Good thing the sex didn't snatch him away. Let's first see if he can pass the level 5 test. Under the intensity of the level 5 test, the level of difficulty has multiplied once again. All the balls are now operating at their maximum capacity. They can even hover in mid-air. The current situation, Chen Yan is like a tiny figure on the pool table, being hit back and forth by 5 billiard balls. The rest of the students watching are dazzled. Man, if it were me in there, I'd be crushed into a pancake. This is just insane. This is the first time I've ever seen a level 5 intensity test. At that moment, suddenly, those 5 massive spheres appeared, all rushing in from different directions at the same time. Boom, Chen Yan was caught and squeezed in the middle. Although he quickly used his blood to form armor as protection, he still couldn't avoid taking the hit. A mouthful of blood uncontrollably burst out. He couldn't hold on anymore. Level 5 intensity. So, it seems like they were pushing themselves too hard after all. The operator let out a regretful sigh. However, this person is undoubtedly a rare genius. We need to get them to the medical room for treatment immediately. We can't afford to lose such a promising talent. Just as he was about to shut down the mechanism, he suddenly heard a loud crash from below. What happened? He abruptly stood up, looking down below. 5 metal spheres were pierced through by massive blood spikes. They looked like skewered candied fruits. There was even a crackling sound of electricity. It was the result of the damage. Chen Yan calmly walked out from inside. The larger the amount of blood, the greater his training capabilities, the stronger the Blood King becomes. Only then can this move be executed. Several managers in the control room couldn't hold back their excitement. They cheered loudly. Well done, that was impressive. Don't even mention it, we got such a promising talent today at the bureau. We absolutely need to have a few drinks to celebrate. Meanwhile, above the training field, a light screen displayed the score: Chen Yan 100 points. At that moment the entire place erupted in excitement. Wow, a perfect score. Is this even human? Someone shouted with their hands on their head. Under normal circumstances, even if you barely make it past level 5, the trial score would only be just over 90, because he destroyed all those balls. That's how high scores are usually achieved. Helping Wang Xiao stay steady, the girl stared at Chen Yan. Her gaze lost its focus. He suddenly felt that being Wang Xiao's devoted follower wasn't so great anymore. This big opportunity didn't seem as valuable as he had imagined. As for Wang Xiao himself, after his expression changed several times, he could only leave the training ground angrily. After Chen Yan made an appearance, his behavior of farming points to climb the leaderboard tonight was undoubtedly a bit ridiculous. Amy gave her opinion on my earlier performance. The performance was acceptable. Amy replied with a blank expression. You don't see this every day. This is the first time I've seen Amy praising someone. Before this, he always called us rookies. You're amazing, Chen. Just trying to get familiar faces around. Next time on a mission, count me in. Suddenly, an ice shard flew straight toward Chen Yan. It happened to land right in his hand. Who plays dirty like this? Using hidden weapons to launch a sneak attack? Huh? This ice shard. A girl sitting in the back row of the audience. The little piano prodigy, Lu Ling. She turned around and left, without saying a word. leaving Chen Nian completely puzzled. Wait a second, there's something sealed inside the ice crystal. Chen Nian focused her gaze and spotted what appeared to be a pill-like object in the center of the ice crystal. After the ice melted, the pill ended up resting in Chen Nian's palm. Amy, could you scan this for me? What is this thing? Please point the device at the item you want to scan. Scanning in progress. This item has been identified as a spiritual jade pill produced in batch 749. Consuming it can quickly heal injuries. Redemption requires martial arts sacrifice. It's actually a healing pill. He remained completely silent. He gave me the pill. What does it mean? Chen Nian felt confused. A moment ago, he was indeed injured. Now his body was filled with surging blood energy. After all, he had endured too many intense impacts. But, unexpectedly, after taking the pill, there was actually a warm current flowing through his body. His blood energy became much smoother instantly. The injuries in his internal organs were noticeably alleviated. The medicine works effectively. There's no need to visit the infirmary, but you do owe them a favor. That part is true. Chen Nian doesn't like owing people favors. Maybe next time she can repay it by doing something significant. After Lu Ling left the training field, he ran straight into his instructor and aunt, Zhang Xin. Each trainee investigator is required to follow a mentor. It's just like how graduate students need to find a mentor. How about Lin Ling suggesting you go and make some friends with everyone? In the future, tasks will always be carried out in pairs. You're not very good at socializing, not even having a single friend. That's going to be tough to handle. Zhang Xin is really frustrated about this. It was 3 months ago when he brought Lu Ling in. No one can question his talent. He's among the top 10 chosen ones in the Water God sequence. The new student scored 98 on the evaluation, but he is always aloof and doesn't like to talk much. What matters the most is that he prefers tasks with high difficulty levels, so he also hopes his teammates are equally skilled. But how many people can match his skill level? Lu Ling nodded slightly in agreement. How did he manage that? Zhang Xian's face lit up with joy. He offered a pill as a gift. So, did they say anything after that? Have they chatted a bit yet? Like suggesting we team up on the next mission. I'm not really good at socializing. I hope you can look out for me and help me out. Lu Ling shook his head. Nope, not at all. What a reckless spender. She gave away a rare pill exchanged with contribution points, and didn't even say a word about it. Lu Lin puffed her cheeks slightly, showing her dissatisfaction. Wait a second, there's a call coming in. Zhang Xian answered the call, picking new recruits in the meeting room right. I'll be there right after finishing this call, she hurriedly said. Goddess, who caught your eye? Auntie is trying to win them over to my side. It'll be easier for you all to team up and communicate later. Lu Lin thought for a moment. She lifted her index finger. Using an icy breath, she wrote the character Chen in the air. Still shy about the last name Chen? Huh, Auntie is definitely going to check it out. Let's see what kind of strength this person with the last name Chen has. To catch your picky eyes. Zhang Xing hurried all the way and arrived at the meeting room. At the long table, there were 7 mentors sitting, including him. At the head of the table sat the deputy director. Everyone has arrived. The deputy director spoke loudly. Amy pulled up the information of students who don't have mentors yet, as well as their assessment scores. A projection instantly appeared on the table. The newcomers' profile pictures, personal details, and ages, along with their test results and other personal data, were all displayed on the light screen. No need to look further. I want Chen Nian. A male mentor was the first to speak. He had access to some insider information. He had already learned about Chen Nian's evaluation score on the way here. Deputy Director, I want Chen Nian too. Another mentor raised their hand. The deputy director frowned. What's the rush? Everyone needs to follow the rules. Go through all the newcomers' information first before making a choice. Zhang Xian mumbled to herself. Could it be that Chen Nian is the one Lin Lin has her eyes on as a friend? What exactly is going on? Why does everyone seem so eager to fight over him, like they are searching for a hidden treasure? Soon, Chen Nian's information appeared on the light screen. Chen Nian male. 19 years old with suspected ability under the killing sequence, scored a perfect 100 on the evaluation. Zhang Xian immediately slammed the table and stood up, instantly grabbing everyone's attention in the meeting room. Sorry about that. He sat back down, trying to regain his composure. In his mind, a storm of thoughts was raging. No wonder that girl took a liking to this guy. A perfect score on the assessment. Turns out, this is another little genius. That girl, Chen Nian, I want that too. Zhang Xian raised her hand and said, not Director Zhang, You just recently took in Luli, and he's one of those rare chosen ones. Now you're thinking about taking another one, who's most likely another chosen one. Isn't that a bit too greedy? Well, what can you do about it? The girl at my place, who has nothing special, wants to be friends with this kid. She doesn't care for any other newbies. The deputy director raised an eyebrow. What do you mean by a girl with nothing special? No chest, no face, no figure. No words, no heart, no expression. Deputy director, that's enough. I disagree. I've never come across such a talented rookie under my watch. You can't be the only one who gets all the good ones. I'll leave it at that. Anyone who tries to take Chen Yan from me, I'll spar with them. Are you being a creep? Let's meet up at the training ground. Whoever wins takes it. It's mentor Chen Yan. The mentors were clearly on edge. The deputy chief cleared his throat twice. He said grumpily, "Aren't you all grown-ups already? Still messing around like this? The rule of fairness. Draw lots and whoever picks it, it's theirs." 7 paper balls were placed on the table. Each person chose one. Oh, too bad it wasn't me. Who got Chen Yan's note? A neatly dressed male instructor was seen, carefully unfolding the crumpled note in his hand into a neat square. Chen Yan's name was clearly written on it. Li Xiao, you got lucky. Deputy director, you're not rigging this draw, are you? Everyone knows your daughter works under Li Xiao. Assign Chen Yan to them. This is perfect to put your mischievous daughter in her place. It's entirely possible. Everyone knows your daughter isn't afraid of anything. She's hard to control and not easy to manage. If she sees such a genius, she might calm down a bit and focus on improving herself. Deputy, if there's nothing else, let's move on and select other candidates. Deputy, you've got a sharp plan here. By the time her daughter gets wooed, she might not even realize it. The deputy director raised an eyebrow and said, if I remember correctly, you were 2 minutes late to the meeting the day before yesterday. Chen Yan arrived at the dormitory for new students. After scanning the terminal, the information was already registered in the system. The dormitory aunt looked kindly and said to Chen Yan, your assessment scores are excellent. You can choose to live in a single room, or opt for a shared dorm room. A single-person dorm is relatively quiet. A multi-person dorm also provides individual rooms for everyone. It helps with making friends and building teamwork. Chen Yan gave it some thought. On her days off, she could stay at her own home alone. At 7:49, she could still socialize and make some friends. The multi-person dorm is in room 304. Just go and use the terminal to scan and unlock the door. Hope you enjoy your time at 749. Dorms are assigned based on the mentor you are paired with. All the roommates in the same dorm belong to the same department. This setup makes it easier for everyone to look out for each other. Chen Yan arrived at room 304. A beep sounded after the terminal scanned her information. The door opened and the dorm's interior was better than she had imagined. The first thing that caught her eye was the elegantly designed living room. A girl was lying on the couch, playing with her phone. She had a lollipop in her mouth. When she saw Chen Yan, the girl immediately took off her headphones and stood up. You are Chen Yan. Her hair was dyed a bright orange red. The loose hoodie gave her a naturally laid-back vibe. Beneath the denim shorts were a pair of long, straight legs like those in a comic book. Her style was incredibly trendy and edgy. She looked like one of those cool girls straight out of an anime. Yi ya, from now on we're roommates. You don't need to treat me like a girl. We're just good buddies. The girl reached out her fair right hand. There's a natural sense of ease and familiarity. Hello, Chen Yan. The rules of room 304. The one with the strongest fists becomes the leader. There's a task tomorrow. Let's go together. Couldn't ask for more. Chen Yan wants to become stronger. You have to defeat the monsters. He's more than happy to take on the mission. At that very moment, there was a knocking sound coming from outside the door. When the door opened, the visitor was a middle-aged man wearing glasses. He was dressed neatly in a white shirt and suit pants. He was holding a thermos cup in his hand. It was Chen Yan and her mentor, Li Xiao. Hello, Director Li. Li Xiao nodded. He walked in and looked around the room. He even casually picked up a hair from the floor. He had obsessive-compulsive disorder. He walked up to Chen Yan. He took out 3 bottles of elixirs from his storage pouch. Chen Yan, this is your reward for ranking. No one can surpass your results, so I brought the reward directly to you. Pour it in while soaking in the bathtub. It can be absorbed completely in 30 minutes. It can effectively speed up your cultivation progress. Chen Yan took the items. Thank you, Director Li. Let's go. I'll take you to check out the logistics department. Let me help you pick a suitable combat technique. Just as he was about to leave, Li Xiao suddenly stopped in front of Yi Ya's room door. Through that small gap, he saw the messy scene inside. Socks, underwear, makeup, toys, and so on. Oh no, Yi Ya covered her face and said this so many times. The room and appearance need to be kept tidy. Only by doing this can you cultivate a meticulous attitude. Next time, let me catch you again. Punished to run 30 laps around the field, then understood. Understood. Chen Yan calmly buttoned up the collar of her shirt, headed straight to the logistics department. On the way, Chen Yan also learned quite a bit of information. For example, the first 6 major levels: Tongling Realm, Mountain Moving Realm, Prashao Realm, Xin Shen Realm, Qingguang Realm, Sunlight Realm. And of course, there are more after that. It's just that Chen Yan can't reach it for now. Each psychic awakens in a specific sequence. Their abilities are all attributed to the name of a certain god. For example, the god of thunder, the god of fire, or the god of water. As for the logistics department, it is equivalent to 749 units. It stores all kinds of cultivation resources, including spiritual treasures, techniques, and martial skills. Chen Yan, I've observed your ability. The slaughter sequence can be considered a top-tier sequence in combat. Of course, you don't need to tell me the specific effects. This falls under private information. However, I assume it can transform blood into a weapon, so I suggest you pick a weapon that suits you. Practicing this technique can significantly enhance combat ability. He is indeed a meticulous mentor. Chen Yan thought to herself. Alright, then I'll take a blade-type weapon. Soon, the two completed identity verification and arrived at the logistics department's techniques and weapons section. These are the blade-type weapons you were looking for. A regular freshman can choose weapons worth 10 contribution points or less. Outstanding assessment results. Can select a weapon worth up to 50 contribution points for free. 50 contribution points. That's something you need to complete several tasks to earn, to achieve a high score on the assessment. As expected, there are benefits. Chen Yan began carefully picking one out. After flipping through for a while, my gaze finally settled on a martial arts technique called Soaring Dragon Blade. The description says this blade technique is as fleeting as a startled swan, and as graceful as a wandering dragon. It is swift and agile, defeating enemies in the blink of an eye. The first move, Draw Blade Style, Hidden Dragon Emerges, is a quick strike that takes the initiative. The second move, Calming Dragon Dance. The blade technique moves like a dragon twisting and turning in the sea. It can be used for both offense and defense. The finishing move, Golden Dragon Pierces the Sky. So fast it's like lightning striking before you can react. Quick as a thunderclap, a single strike that takes down the opponent. It shows a required contribution of 100 points below. What a pity, it's just a bit too expensive. Let's go for a cheaper option instead. Just as Chen was about to put it back, Li Xiao intercepted it halfway. He went straight to the logistics manager. The manager said, "Old Li, this can be copied. Just deduct it from my 50 contribution points." "No problem, haha. Looks like you're quite satisfied with this newcomer." In no time, Li Xiao handed the Jinghan Yulong blade over to Chen Yan. "Take it and practice well. Be grateful for Director Li's kindness. You can take it, but remember it in your heart. Find a chance to return the favor in the future." This is Chen Yan's principle. Now with this knife skill, next time when using blood to enhance the blade, you won't need to swing it around aimlessly with just a few half-baked moves. Start by practicing your sword skills, then learn all sorts of knowledge from the 749 Bureau. Tomorrow, I'll trick Yi Yaya into going on a mission. After finishing the morning workout and saying goodbye to Director Li, went alone to the training ground to practice sword techniques. Didn't return to dorm room 304 until late at night. The first signs of slight improvement were evident. Dragging an utterly exhausted body, Chen Yan headed to the bathroom, filled the bathtub with water, then poured an entire bottle of refining spirit liquid into it. The surface of the water turned a pale yellow, and then immersed into the bath. It felt like every pore on my body was opening up. You could clearly feel a warm current flowing into your body. That must be the spiritual apertures in the body absorbing the spiritual energy. As the spiritual apertures started to fill up, Chen Yan could see her level rising on the terminal. LV9 LV10 LV10 roughly estimated. Soaking for an hour could at least increase your level by 10. Outside Chen Yan's bathroom door came the sound of Yi Yaya's voice. "I just snatched a mission. We're heading out tomorrow at noon." "Sure thing," Chen Yan responded loudly. "And you too, huh? How long are you planning to hog the bathroom? I want to take a shower too." "Come on, buddy. Why not just come in and shower together? I can even let you soak in the spiritual liquid for cultivation." It immediately went silent outside. After soaking for an hour, Chen Yan felt refreshed and full of energy. Glanced at the terminal information. Name, Chen Yan. Level, Tongling LV18, Authorization Level, Intern Investigator. Contribution points, Ling. But this thing can't be used excessively, otherwise, the meridians in the body might develop resistance, making it less effective in the future. The next morning, Chen Yan practiced sword techniques for the whole morning. His sword skills improved further. After having lunch, the two officially boarded the subway within the bureau and set off. The mission location is in Tianhai City. Let's add each other as friends. I'll send you the mission details, Yi Yaha said. Chen Yan and he scanned each other's terminals. The mission information instantly appeared before their eyes. The case file number is CA8300. The location is Galan, Chaoyang District, Tianhai City. 3 murder cases have occurred recently. The deceased were all young women around 20 years old. The condition of their bodies resembled mummified corpses. All the blood in their bodies had been completely drained. It is suspected to be the work of a blood-sucking demon centipede. According to the investigation conducted by the local Public Security Bureau, progress has been made. A man named Zhang Wei, an adult male, has been identified. He was found to have been making deals with the demon. He lured young women to a hotel, then allowed the demon to feed on them. Zhang Wei has now been apprehended by the Security Bureau. Interrogation in progress. The mission objective is to assist in interrogating Zhang Wei, identify the demon, eliminate or contain it. Earn 10 contribution points and 30,000 coins as a reward. Many demons and spirits can possess human bodies. They can even transform into humans, which makes them extremely difficult to track down. The two made their preparations and decided to first check the situation at the Security Bureau. The interrogation room at the Chaoyang District Security Bureau. A defiant and heavy-set man was handcuffed to a chair. There was a scar across his face. At first glance, he looked like a hardened troublemaker. This was the man who lured young women into traps, indirectly causing the deaths of 3 people. Zhang Wei. Zhang Wei, come clean and tell the truth. Where did you meet up with the killer? Where can we find him? Security Officer Lin Feng shouted. I really have no idea, man. You tied me up and interrogated me for no reason. An entire night has passed. I swear I'm being wronged. A few photos were slammed onto the table by Lin Feng. Do you see these 3 girls? Their blood was completely drained. The ones who killed them were monsters. This is a matter of life and death. Lin Feng furiously pointed at Zhang Wei's chest. Do you even have a shred of conscience? Zhang Wei tilted his head slightly, a sign of his conscience. Can conscience fill your stomach? I'm starving and can't take it anymore. I'm about to faint from hunger. He closed his eyes tightly. He slumped weakly into the chair. I need to eat something. Give me some food to eat. Lin Feng clenched his fists tightly. They had no choice but to have someone bring him a boxed meal. Unexpectedly, he took just one bite and exclaimed. He spat the food out immediately. What is this supposed to be? Is this pig food? Is this what you guys at the office usually eat? Do you have any Coca-Cola? Damn it, Lin Feng raised his fist in anger. But someone behind him grabbed his arm. They leaned in and whispered quietly into his ear. The reinforcements from Team Lin 749 have arrived. Lin Feng finally put away his fists. He turned around, getting ready to meet the representative from 749. Zhang Wei chuckled from behind, saying, Officer, there's no evidence. Detention can only last up to 24 hours at most. Would you mind being a bit quicker? After saying that, he sat down and started humming a tune to himself. Outside, Lin Feng, who looked visibly upset, greeted the representative from 749. It was Chen Yan and Yi Ya. After looking through the information on both of them, Lin Feng's expression grew even worse. It turned out they were just 2 trainee investigators. 749 seems to be treating this case way too casually, but he kept his thoughts to himself. He explained all the details of the case to the 2 of them. This is infuriating. I'll go teach him a lesson and he'll behave. Yi Yaya rolled up her sleeves, ready to fight. Let me handle this. Girls being too aggressive isn't good. Chen Yan pushed open the door to the interrogation room. She walked alone into the small, enclosed darkroom. Zhang Wei grinned and let out a whistle in Chen Yan's direction. Is your public security bureau so short-staffed that you let a young kid who's barely grown up handle an interrogation? Oh man, I suddenly feel a bit thirsty. Bring me a bottle of water. Chen Yan stepped up to Zhang Wei. Without saying a single word, she swung her hand back and landed a slap square on his chubby face. The excess fat above rippled like waves of flesh. Zhang Wei was slapped so hard he flew to the ground. Blood was streaming from his nose and mouth. 2 bloody teeth were knocked out and flew away. He was just about to speak. The sole of a black leather boot stepped right onto his face. It pressed down firmly and rubbed back and forth. Sorry about that. I just finished using the restroom. Thought I'd use your face to clean my shoes. No worries, right? You hit me with excessive force. Someone help, there's abuse of power. Chen Yan raised her index finger. A thin and sharp blood spike suddenly appeared. This thing is really slender. It's not fatal nor will it knock you out. Don't worry, just say it. The blood spike pierced through the skin of Zhang Wei's arm. There's a kind of injection at the hospital that feels like a stabbing pain. It's called a skin test, using a long, thin needle to pierce the skin. Those who know. The sharp, piercing pain made him scream like a stuck pig. I have no idea. I really don't know. Did I even ask you anything? The blood pricked into Zhang Wei's skin, turned the corner, and there it is. A group of security officers next door. Everyone felt a chill run down their spine. Since when did the trainees of 749 become this ruthless? Fine, I'll confess. Stop right now. I don't want to deal with this right now. After a moment, Chen Yan retracted the bloodthorn. She glanced indifferently at the person slumped in the chair. Zhang Wei's face was pale as a sheet and he was drenched in sweat. I'll step out for some tea. Confess when you're ready to talk. No worries, there are still 3 hours to go. Take your time, we have 24 hours to talk about it. Opened the door and stepped out. After stepping outside, Yi Yaya couldn't help but give Chen Yan a thumbs up. Such a satisfying moment. Wouldn't it be fair to call me Brother Chen for being so awesome? No way, the mission has just started. The outcome is still undecided. It didn't take long. Lin Feng went to find Shen Yan. He confessed everything. They arranged to meet every Friday night at the hotel. When the time comes, Zhang Wei will deliver the girls he tricked into the hotel. The other party is responsible for paying the money. All this just for a little cash, siding with monsters. What a disgrace. Yi Yaya cursed angrily. Tomorrow is Friday. Have him keep in touch with the other party. When the time comes, we'll meet him at the hotel. Chen mentioned Friday. English. Chen Yan and Yi Yaya were sharing a black umbrella, standing by the side of a rainy highway. Across the highway stood a hotel. That was the place Zhang Wei had arranged to meet, for the exchange to take place. At this moment, the other party was already waiting inside the hotel. If everything went as usual, today, another young girl would have been drained of blood and died. But today it's Chen Yan and Yi Yaya who came. Old Yi, in a while, you'll play the role of a young and pretty girl, to make him open the door. We'll handle him inside. Chen Yan said, could you stop shouting randomly? That old master title is way too outdated. Isn't that how brothers usually call each other? The two of them walked across the dark road and entered the hotel. They took the elevator up to the 10th floor. Stepping on the soft carpet, they arrived at the door of room 1009. Chen Yan held an umbrella and hid by the wall. Yi Yaya was in charge of knocking on the door. Knock knock. After about 10 seconds, the door opened and a greasy bald middle-aged man appeared. The moment he saw Yi Yaya, his eyes nearly popped out of his head. Oh my. I didn't expect the girl coming over this time to be such a stunning hottie. Hurry up and come in. Yi Yaya stepped into the room. Chen Yan followed closely behind. He casually closed the door behind him. Who the hell are you? The bald guy glared at Chen Yan. His brother told him to speak. Chen Yan delivered a heavy kick to the bald guy's chest. He sent him flying a full 2 meters away. Chen Yan walked in after him. She plopped down onto the soft sofa. Go ahead, Lao Yi, ladies first. The competition between the two starts now. Whoever takes down the monster first will earn the right to speak as the dorm leader. Yi Yaha twisted her neck and grinned mischievously. Then I won't hold back. In the next moment, his entire body began to emit electricity. Thor Sequence 005 Ancient Thunder Righteous Law. Now Yaya has practically turned into a Pikachu unleashing 100,000 volts. The lights on the ceiling suddenly short-circuited and went out. All sorts of appliances around started crackling non-stop. Even the TV screen exploded. After the internship, Yaya stopped discharging electricity, breathing heavily. The hair strand on her head stood straight up. The bald man lying on the ground was entirely charred. A faint smoke kept rising. It made people wonder if he had been scorched. This girl has some serious skills. She's probably a genius too. Chen Yan couldn't help but praise in her heart. After resolving this, my sister Yi will be the boss of dorm 304. You're okay with that, right? Little Chen, Yi Yaya clapped her hands, her face full of pride. At that very moment, a voice filled with venom suddenly echoed from behind. Did you bastards seriously not take me seriously? The bald man slowly got to his feet. His eyes were filled with fierce, bloodshot veins. His body was also convulsing unnaturally. It was as if a monster inside him was stirring restlessly. How is this even possible? Yi Yaha murmured in a daze. Bang! The man's head suddenly exploded. A massive blood-red centipede appeared, bursting out from his body. When the demons fully revealed themselves, Super Amy can evaluate the opponent's appearance and strength, and provide a quantified analysis. The level of the LV-24 bloodthirsty centipede monster. Every 10 levels corresponds to 1 rank. He is at the 2nd tier. His realm is higher than the 2 of them. Be cautious in the blink of an eye. Chen Yan quickly pulled Yi Yaya back onto the couch. He stood in front to shield himself, courting death. The bloodthirsty centipede's tentacle pierced right into Chen Yan's chest. It started draining his blood. Chen Yan, no matter if you're from 749 or somewhere else, if you dare to mess with me, today, none of you are leaving here alive. The monster spoke with a human voice, laughing arrogantly. Yi Yaya's face turned deathly pale. I never expected the situation to take such a sudden turn for the worse. What is going on? My body won't move. Suddenly, the bloodthirsty centipede's body froze in place. He could only feel that every vein in his body seemed to be completely sealed off. His limbs were deprived of blood circulation, losing all vitality. What on earth is happening? Chen Yan grabbed the bloodthirsty centipede's antenna, pulled it out from his chest. Someone actually dared to drink his blood. That's quite intriguing. Chen Yan lost so much blood and is still fine. Yi Yaya was completely stunned. Suddenly, Chen Yan threw the black umbrella over, opened up the umbrella. Why bother opening the umbrella? Just follow the instructions. Alright, after all, Chen Yan did save me earlier. Yaya reluctantly followed the instructions. She opened the large umbrella. Chen Yan glanced at the grotesque and horrifying centipede. A faint curve appeared at the corner of her mouth. A crisp snap of her fingers. Bang! The centipede's body suddenly had hundreds of blood vessels burst open. It was like a watermelon exploding. In an instant, the entire room was covered with splattered blood. Yaya held up the umbrella to shield herself, blocked a large amount of splattered blood. She blinked in confusion. Only then did she understand Chen Yan's intention. As for Chen Yan, who was the closest, those splattered blood droplets strangely hovered around her, as if controlled by some kind of telekinesis, without a single drop touching her body. Countless blood droplets gathered in Chen Yan's palm, and astonishingly formed a blood blade. Chen Yan plunged a blade straight through the demon's chest. Are you trying to mess with me? Chen Yan finished off the centipede without hesitation. Containment does not involve slaying monsters. He has the ability to grow stronger. Why hold back from killing? Blood intensity permanently increased by 2. Current blood intensity has triggered a psychic resonance effect to receive the blessings of the divine. At the same time, the blood that had splattered everywhere returned to Chen Yan's body. He was lying on the couch. Even though he wouldn't die from excessive blood loss, the wound didn't hurt either. But with such a big injury, it definitely needed to be treated. Wow, Chen Yan, you're incredible. Yi Yaya couldn't help but praise him. Who is Chen Yan? Did you call the wrong name? Alright, brother Chen. Look at you, all smug. Is your injury okay? I have a Ling Yu pill here. Hurry up and take it. Yi Yaya handed Chen Yan a pill. Another pill again. Chen Yan chuckled. He noticed that the beauties from 749 all liked giving him pills. What do you mean by another one? Apart from you, Yiji, is there anyone else? So generous. This thing costs 5 contributions. Plus, I don't even know them well. They just handed it to me and left. So generous that I suspect they're attracted to me. Does that mean I'm being petty? Chen Yan didn't argue with him further. Called out for Amy. The task is done. Let the cleanup team handle it. Confirm the target is dead. The mission is complete. The reward has been credited. You can check it on the 749 app. Chen Yan opened the terminal app to take a look. The money and contribution points are both there. Next, let's see what this so-called divine gift is. With a single thought, 3 cards appeared in front of Chen Yan. Gained the ability to randomly select from the killing sequence. Blood regeneration speed increased by 5 and the 3 spiritual orifices filled. A choice of 3 out of 10. Is there even a need to choose? Only the first one is a valuable skill. This is a precious chance to draw cards. Who could say no to that? Chen Yan immediately picked the first card without hesitation. The stone burst into a blood-red glow. The entire handle. Sequence 015 introduces the Blood Moon Longbow of Ratanis. A general under the god of slaughter. Specializes in long-range combat. Signature ability, Blood Moon Longbow. Once unleashed, a sword strike spanning thousands of miles. annihilated an army of 100,000 enemies, can manifest the Blood Moon longbow through ability, fires an incredibly powerful arrow. This ability consumes 70% of blood. Sequence 15. This ranking is definitely not low. Ordinary people can only draw sequences ranked between 11 and 100. It's considered quite outstanding. However, the cost of using this ability is way too high. It requires consuming 70% of the body's blood. Without the Blood Monarch's talent, wouldn't using it once mean instant death? Luckily, I have it, which can adapt perfectly, and this just happens to be a long-range ability. The blood of the Blood King loses its effect when it's too far from the body. It will become ineffective. This just happens to make up for the lack of precision. Hopefully its power won't let me down. The deputy director of the 749 office. I've heard about it. Your precious daughter went on a mission with the newcomer Chen Yan. I took a look at the mission report. That was swift and effective. Truly impressive. It seems like Deputy Director, your goal has been achieved as well. Chen Yan managed to surpass your daughter. The task was completed in less than 2 days. The efficiency is truly remarkable, and it was even a cross-level monster kill. A future rising star indeed. The Deputy Director nodded with a smile. But there's still something that feels a bit imperfect. It's that the demon died too miserably. The scene was absolutely unbearable to look at. If it could be contained, that would be perfect. Hey kid, it's your first mission. Just completing it is already good enough. Once you grow, containment will be effortless. Hearing all the mentors praising their students, Li Xiao felt quite satisfied inside. The contribution points spent on that kid weren't wasted after all. The trainees successfully completed the mission. As their mentor, I also earned some contributions. He smiled as he opened his thermos, took a sip of tea brewed with goji berries, suddenly saw the director approaching, complaining about Director Zhang. Director Li, when you have time, let Chen Yan team up with that little troublemaker under my watch, to carry out a task together. I'll treat you to dinner another day. No problem, but Director Zhang, your shirt button is missing. What's bothering you, old rascal? Countdown 74 hours. This is the entrance to the reverse world. Starting the countdown for the mission. Over the next 2 days, Chen Yan focused on preparing diligently. Under Director Li's guidance, she went through intense training during the day, and soaked in the spiritual liquid in the bathtub at night. Her combat skills and level both improved rapidly. Her progress was incredibly fast. After 2 days, Chen Yan had reached level 37. Although the progress is impressive, Chen Yan has always had a restless heart. He wants to fight monsters. Fighting monsters is the only way to enhance blood strength. It's the only way to boost combat abilities. On this day, Director Li informed Chen Yan and Yi Yaya that tonight, there will be a simulated training session for trainee investigators. The simulation training will take place in the training arena for you both. Training with the virtual monsters created by Amy. Virtual stuff is boring. Chen Yan immediately lost interest. Only by defeating real demons and ghosts can one truly improve. Don't be too quick to refuse. This time, many trainee investigators are participating, because the first prize is very generous. The Elixir of Life. A precious pill that can only be taken once by each person. It works best when taken during the spiritual state. Yi Yaha nodded in agreement. It seems like that thing. My dad gave it to me before. Open 30 spiritual apertures all at once. Darn those privileged connections. Chen Yan couldn't help but complain. You'll be my little brother from now on. Sister, you will get one for you. How about that? I might as well go for the first place in this simulation training, Li Xiao said with a smile. Aren't you eager to get out there and take on a mission? If you can get first place, I'll help you submit an application. Alright, Chen Yan immediately got motivated. I heard that Xia. That guy is also coming back to join the training. Yi Yaha added. He's the bottom-ranked guy in our 304. Especially loves to ramble on about pointless things. Haven't given him a beating in a long time. Still feels a bit unfamiliar. Before I arrived, even 304 dimmed the lights a bit. Night came quickly. The training ground was buzzing with activity. The place was filled with the sound of chatter. Nearly 100 trainee investigators were present, including Wang Xiao, who had clashed with Chen Yan last time. Even that cold and distant Lu Lin showed up. There are so many strong individuals here. Several of them are skilled experts who joined 749 in the past year. Yi Yaya is gearing up and ready to go. At this moment, Amy announced the rules for the simulation training. The rules require teams of 3. The objective is to defend the designated stronghold. The goal is to fend off the zombie horde attacks. 1 point is earned for every zombie killed. 1 point is deducted for every zombie that breaches the stronghold. The team with the highest score wins. Xiaoya, team up with me, Chen. The two of us together should be unbeatable. A vein popped on Yaya's forehead uncontrollably. You're making it sound too easy. For any of these team competitions, it's never possible to choose your own team freely. Instead, Amy assigns teams based on big data. Big data allocation. Stronger players are paired with weaker ones, ensuring an even distribution of strength. This way, every team has a chance to win the championship. Just wait, the groupings will be announced soon. Not long after, Amy revealed the groupings on the terminal. Everyone, please locate your teammates. The simulation training will start in 30 minutes. As expected, Chen Nian and Yi Yaya were placed in separate groups. Even though the latter isn't as strong as Chen Nian, she is still one of the chosen ones ranked in the top 10. There are already more than 99 trainee investigators. If I win later, Chen Nian, then it's your turn to call me Sister Ya. No problem, Xiaoya. Brother Chen definitely won't go easy on you. The two went their separate ways. Each went to look for their own teammates. On the way, Chen Nian passed by the girl with no expressions, Lu Lin, as they brushed past each other. Hey, thanks for the elixir last time. Chen Nian took the initiative to greet. Lu Lin nodded slightly, but she felt a little happy inside. Even though she wasn't good with words, her inner thoughts were actually quite rich. We're both freshmen at the same university. I saw you playing the piano at the evening event. Can we be friends? This was what Lu Lin said to herself in her mind, yet her expression remained calm and indifferent. There wasn't the slightest ripple. After practicing it a few times in her mind, Chen Nian was called away by someone else. A complete failure at making friends. Oh my gosh, you really are Brother Chen. Unbelievable, I actually got placed on the same team as you. Hilarious. Heaven must be smiling on me. The person speaking was named Chang Su, one of the teammates. It seems like he is pretty excited. Your ability is, I am worthless. Ha ha ha. If I weren't useless, how could I possibly be matched with you, Brother Chen? Chen Nian took some time to understand. Chen Nian learned that he has wind-based powers, an advanced level of wind-based powers, capable of killing without leaving a trace, as sharp as a legendary weapon. But all it can do is create a wind wall, somewhat useful but not very effective. Soon, the third team member arrived. It was a young woman, a dull-faced girl with big glasses, dressed in a black tracksuit, accentuating her curvy figure. A true anime-style glasses girl. Hello everyone, my name is Tang Ji. He looked timid and a bit shy around strangers. His eyes were fixed on the ground, but he definitely couldn't see the tips of his shoes. What kind of ability? Chen Nian asked about the War God sequence. Gene liberation. It's the ability to enhance the physical body. Chang Su laughed heartily, looking at the delicate and fragile young girl. And yet she belongs to the physical enhancement category. Come on, take a swing at me. Well, I apologize. Tang Ji bowed and said sorry. Her fingers clenched tightly into a fist. With a thud, she landed a punch on Chang Su's chest. It almost bent his back into an arch. You could even see the air currents. Chang Su dropped to his knees on the ground. He vomited bile. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Tang Ji quickly bowed repeatedly to apologize. Chang Su's face clearly said, bro, I am useless. I lay down. Tang Ji's face clearly showed an apology. I am useless too. QVQ, what's the point of playing? Love you, I feel like I'm being targeted. Is your grouping really fair? Chen Nian was originally just joking around. Unexpectedly, it was overheard by someone who happened to be passing by. A voice laced with a mocking tone came through. This is Amy's conclusion based on big data analysis. It doesn't target or show bias toward anyone. Chen Nian turned her head to look. Walking toward her was a handsome guy with streaks of red in his hair, wearing black gloves, dressed in leather boots, looking just like a super agent. Who are you? Yuan Xiaojia. Arrived 6 months earlier than you. Heard you're getting a lot of attention lately. So what you're saying is they're complaining about unfair grouping, blaming the teammates for being too weak. Why not just work harder yourself? That's exactly what I mean. Ren Xiaojie had his hands in his pockets, looking like a senior advising a junior. What's that saying again? The emperor is not worried but the eunuch is. You might as well bow and step back. I don't like listening to you curse me out. Ren Xiaojie belongs to the fire god sequence. The stereotype of fire-based abilities is having a simple mind and being overly muscular. He's not much different. A bad temper and quick anger are just part of his daily routine. As soon as he finished speaking, his flame-covered fist was already raised, hovering just above Chen's head. But Ren Xiaojie's movement froze in midair, because a blood-red spike was also hovering right in front of his eyeball, at a distance of less than an inch. If his fist dared to come down, the blood spike would pierce through his eye. Both sides were at a standoff. The air was thick with a tense and oppressive atmosphere. At this moment, the broadcast on the field suddenly came on. All groups, please proceed to the new simulation training room. The simulation exercise is about to begin. Let me repeat that. All groups, please proceed. Ha, Ren Xiaojie, put your fists down. I don't want to pick on you. In a moment, I'll have two teammates stay still. I hope you won't fall too far behind. Chen, let's hurry up and go too. It's time to head in. All the mentors from Office 749 are on their way. The live stream is already up and running for everyone to enjoy the show. Who do you think will take the top spot? Deputy Chief, your daughter Xiaoya's team is really strong. At least her teammates are all playing it safe and steady. Hard to say, it's a fierce competition out there. Some really skilled folks who are out on missions are here too. All the investigators have returned. Even Ren Xiaojie from the Fire God sequence has joined in. 749 spent almost half a year carrying out tasks away from home. The damage caused to property could exceed the income from the mission. He was even put in confinement before. Not only is he strong, but his abilities cover a wide range. The advantage is significant. Zhang Xing has long heard about how capable your niece is. This time, we can really see what she can do. What kind of results do you think Chen Nian can achieve? If this were an individual duel, I think he can even compete evenly with Ren Xiaojie, who's only been in the game for half a year. It's just too bad this is a team battle. But unfortunately, this is a group fight. Take a look at Chen Nian's two teammates, neither of them is skilled. Honestly, it's unclear how Amy decided on the lineup. It feels extremely unbalanced. In my opinion, Chen Nian's team might at best make it to the top 10. The morning training team entered a brand new simulation room. All four walls were painted white. There's nothing extra or unnecessary here. The drill is starting. The scene is being created. Suddenly, the surroundings turned into a desolate wilderness. The ground was covered with fallen leaves and dry grass. The air carried the scent of soil. A cool evening breeze blew through, and there was the rustling sound in the background. It felt incredibly realistic. You couldn't tell at all that it wasn't real. Suddenly, in the distance ahead, a massive zombie queen appeared. It opened its mouth. Highly corrosive saliva dripped to the ground. A cloud of white mist rose up. At the same time, a huge wave of zombies emerged around it. Those ugly, decaying zombies with rotting flesh rushed toward the three people like that. Tang Ji let out a terrified scream. Her legs curled together and trembled in fear. Scoring 1 point for taking down a zombie. Losing a point if one breaks in. The mother zombie seems immobile. Protect Chen Nian at all costs. Left behind just these two words. Rushed straight into the horde of zombies. Blood turned into a blade slashing wildly. Severed limbs scattered everywhere. Heads flying in all directions. The team's score started climbing rapidly. The room next door. Ren Xiaojie's team also entered the scene. He casually glanced at the two teammates behind him. You two stay put. Jia, even though we're not very strong, we can still help you score some points. That won't be necessary. He intended to win this simulation training on his own. If he relied on teammates, when the time comes, I'm afraid Chen Nian might use the excuse that her teammates are too weak. To save face, she wouldn't leave you with any reason at all. Yuan Xiaojie charged into the swarm of monsters and landed a punch on the ground. With a loud bang, nearly 10 zombies were blasted away instantly. As for the other teams, Lu Lin was a lone wolf too. Completely ignoring his two teammates, he charged in on his own and started attacking wildly. Yi Yaya was so angry she kept stomping her feet. Darn it, why won't these zombies be electrocuted? Is this setup really reasonable? The simulation lasts a total of 10 minutes. 9 minutes have already passed. The rankings for the final minute. First place is Yuan Xiaojie's team, 1,823 points. Second place is Lu Lin's team, 1,659 1,099 points. Third place is Wang Zhao's team, 1,599 points. Fourth place is Yi Yaya's team, 1,522 points. 12th place is Chen Yan's team, a perfect score of 999. That's right, Chen Yan's team was left behind by double the points of the first place. The mentors also made their own assessments. It seems like this time Ren Xiaojie is taking first place in the mock competition. His abilities give him a natural advantage. He can stay far ahead even without any help from his teammates. After all, he's been practicing here for 6 months now. Being way ahead of the pack is only to be expected. It's almost unfair to others. Zheng Xian's niece is also doing pretty well. Managed to stay close and secured second place. But Chen Yan had it pretty rough. The team was at a natural disadvantage. Their abilities weren't suited for dealing with large-scale monsters. Haha, this kid almost skyrocketed after joining 749. Going through some hardships isn't necessarily a bad thing. Right at that moment, Li Xiao suddenly got up, fixing his gaze on the big screen. Wait a second, what is this kid trying to do? Chen Yan also realized that her team's score wasn't very high. He had been thinking about one question for a while. Since our goal is to take down smaller zombies, earn points through defeating them, and accumulate more to reach the target, what is the purpose of that massive zombie mother appearing? Could it really be just to scare us? And then there's the requirement to defend within the designated area. Most people would probably think of staying in place to prevent the zombies from entering the area. Points are deducted for failures and added for killing zombies. What if I take out the zombie mother? Interesting that this idea came to mind. Chen Yan stepped back. You two hold your ground. Buy me some time. The wind barrier from the good program worked at this moment. It can effectively resist zombies from entering the area. Tang Ji dealt with the ones that slipped through. He smashed the zombie's head with one punch. As for Chen Yan, unleashed a new ability called the killing sequence. 015 The Blood Moon Bow of Radani. He assumed a stance of drawing a bow and arrow. A crimson bow materialized right in front of him. At that moment, 70% of his blood turned into countless blood droplets, all of which gathered on the bowstring in the end, forming a single arrow. This blood-red arrow glowed faintly with a dark crimson light. It resembled blood in the night sky, heart-pounding, energy fully charged. Chen Yan released her fingers with a bang. The airflow burst into a circular explosion. The arrow shot through the air. It hit the zombie mother right in the head with precision. Another loud explosion followed. The entire room momentarily turned white. It was like a broken TV screen. The holographic projection over the wilderness disappeared. All the zombies vanished. The room returned to its original state. On that pure white superalloy wall, a pit was blasted out by an arrow, still crackling with the sound of electric currents. What on earth just happened? The simulation training equipment was completely broken. Chang Su was utterly stunned on the spot. Chen Yan curved her lips into a smile. Never thought there was a way to forcibly break the simulation training. The next moment, Amy's emotionless announcement echoed. Team Chen Yan successfully completed the simulated training. Hidden achievement total score increased by 5,000. Just a minute ago, Ren Xiaojie even felt this competition was a bit dull. His own ranking was high. He was in first place, and Chen Yan's name wasn't even in the top 10. He was actually looking forward to seeing his reaction later. It was bound to be quite entertaining. Look at that defiant expression on his face. Could there be a hint of unwillingness and humiliation? And just at that moment, the points ranking changed. All the top 10 teams dropped one rank, and one particular team suddenly emerged like a dark horse, racing straight to the top from behind. Chen Yan's team, 5,999 points. Second place, Xiaojie's team, 1,823 points. Pupils suddenly contracted. What's going on? Amy swings the bat. Chen Yan's team completed the simulation training. Hidden achievement. Total points increased by 5,000. Hidden achievement. Was this thing here before? I've never even heard of it. It means Chen Yan was the first person to accomplish the hidden achievement. Yuan Xiaojie staggered backward a couple of steps, staring at the massive fork in the road. His mood instantly dropped from the clouds to rock bottom. How is he supposed to catch up now? Inside the office, even all the mentors showed expressions of utter disbelief. Is this for real? Even I had no idea. Having hidden achievements like this is quite common. It makes sense following normal logic. Everyone would typically defend around the perimeter of the area, abandoning the defensive zone. Taking the initiative to attack the zombie mother outside the rules is already an unconventional approach. Li Xiao adjusted his glasses slightly, even though his tone was calm. Everyone could tell he was proud of what he said. It was as if he was saying, "Did you see that? These are the trainees under my guidance. Wow, this kid is absolutely incredible. He can turn the tables even in areas he's not skilled at. He's talented, capable and sharp. This kid's future potential is limitless." Deputy Director: I believe the last draw had some inconsistencies, requesting a redraw. The simulation test has officially concluded. Chen Nian's team secured first place with an overwhelming lead, leaving all the other squads in the dust. Up until now, both teammates are still completely stunned and confused. "Stop standing around and head out," Chen Nian called out. The program suddenly snapped back to reality. "Come on." He was so excited he practically jumped off the ground. "Holy crap, this is amazing. It was absolutely mind-blowing. I can't find the words to describe how I feel right now. Brother Chen, are you making a movie? I came here to ride someone else's coattails." Even with a low ranking, he wouldn't complain at all. But who would have thought he got first place? This is truly an unexpected surprise. Although the Saint Spirit Pill reward for first place only goes to the MVP, even for those who didn't put in much effort, there are still other rewards they can receive. "Sorry for holding you all back." Tang Ji bit his lip a little awkwardly. "You're already first, so there's nothing to apologize for." "Cheer up," Chen Nian said to him with a smile. "And you were pretty impressive too." Tang Ji's big eyes suddenly lit up. He felt validated by Chen Nian's approval. It seemed even more delightful than winning first place. Each team gradually left the simulation training room. Everyone was talking about it. No one expected Chen Nian to be the winner in the end. The hidden achievement is just too unbelievable. Yuan Xiaojie specifically rushed back from out of town to attend the 749 event. "I didn't expect to stumble so badly." He still got overtaken by a new investigator who just joined the team. He's probably going to have trouble sleeping tonight. Wang Xiao, being the first person to have conflicts with Chen Nian, he initially thought his talent was pretty high, but now he finally realized the gap between him and Chen Nian. Even a monster like Ren Xiaojie got defeated. He understands there's no way he can ever compete with him. Otherwise, you're just asking to embarrass yourself. What a coincidence, or maybe not. Just as Chen Nian stepped outside, she spotted Ren Xiaojie emerging not far from next door. He walked past Chen Nian with a stern expression. "This time, luck is on your side. I hope we get the chance to face off next time." But he felt this kind of test didn't mean much. If it were a real fight, he was certain he would completely dominate. Winning is not a problem. Lu Wenjie has a chance to spar. Ren Xiaojie broke down on the spot. Unexpectedly, the opponent didn't even remember his name. He was so furious it felt like his chest would explode. His face turned red and his neck swelled. He quickly walked away. At this moment, Yi Yaya ran over and gave a slap. "Chen Nian, you're amazing. Wow. I didn't expect you to make a comeback and take first place. No wonder you're one of us from 304. What else is there to say? Your brother Chen will always be your brother Chen. Go enjoy your late night snack. It's on me, and I'll introduce you to Lao Xia while we're at it. He doesn't know yet that you're his roommate. You guys go to the cafeteria first. I'll come by later." Chen Nian, go claim the reward for ranking first. Got the elixir of life. With this level of achievement, you can make even further progress. It's really comfortable at the same time. Director Li gave me a call. "Chen Nian, your application has been approved. You can officially start your task tomorrow." "Alright, thanks Director Li." Chen Nian felt that coming to 749 was the right choice. It turned out to be a pretty good decision. Having a reliable mentor is reassuring. Interesting friends. At the cafeteria, Yaya ordered a big table full of barbecue. She had already started eating generously. "Sister Iya." A man in a yellow tracksuit quickly ran over. "His name is Xia Yi, one of the 304 roommates. We haven't seen each other for 7 days. It feels like a whole week has passed." Sat down to eat. Yi Yaya glanced at him. "This barbecue smells amazing with a rich smoky flavor. Would it kill you not to talk nonsense?" "Oh right Yaya. Wasn't that guy named Chen Nian insanely strong today? I heard he's a newcomer who just joined recently. No one expected him to make it to the top in the end." "Meng, he's here." Xia Yi suddenly turned his head to look. His eyes widened in shock. "Chen Nian is our new roommate in 304. He's also someone under Director Li's guidance. Xia Yi's flaw is that he talks too much. He doesn't really have any strengths." Yi Yaya briefly introduced both sides. Nice to meet you, Brother Chen. He looks really strong, but in fact, he's not weak at all. Xia Yi's face lit up with excitement as he exclaimed, pleased to meet you, we're all buddies from now on. Chen Yan showed no hesitation. She sat down and started eating. She threw a celebration party just for me. Xiaoya was generous and gracious. Xia Yi stared at Chen Yan in disbelief. He actually dared to address Ye Jia like that. What's even more terrifying, Ye Jia wasn't even angry. She just gave him a disdainful glance. What's going on here? The 304 era has changed hands. From now on, you should call him Brother Chen. Me, it depends on my mood, Yi Yaha casually said. Brother Chen, Little Chen has been oppressed by the former tyrant for a long time. Now that Ning Xin Wang has ascended the throne, 304 is finally about to embrace a fresh vibe and new look. Oh wow, Xiaote Miao is whining and complaining, just like a buzzing fly. Xia Yi chuckled mischievously. Mysterious and enigmatic. Did you know? According to scientific studies, people who often eat barbecue at night will eat one more barbecue meal than those who don't. Oh my goodness. Yi Yaya kicked Sei flying with one swift motion. That night, Chen Yan consumed the spiritual pill. Overflowing spiritual energy once again filled all 30 spiritual apertures in his body. The level increased from LV37 to LV67. The most noticeable feeling is, during the test, the heavily consumed spiritual energy was replenished, and it became even more abundant than during its peak. Abundant spiritual energy means longer-lasting battles. After all, using sequence abilities relies on spiritual energy. Of course, the overall physical attributes have also improved to a certain extent. Period. Chen Yan received a new task from the Divine Series. The current mission is to eliminate any second-tier demons or monsters. Note that this task is a prerequisite for breaking through to the next realm. A prerequisite task means you must complete this task first, before leveling up to LV 100, in order to successfully break through to the next realm. After consulting with Director Li, Chen Yan learned, this task is exclusive to the chosen ones. Ordinary people do not need to complete this prerequisite task. As long as your comprehension and talent meet the standard, you can break through. He informed Director Li that he is a chosen one, but this has long been no secret. After all, his insane combat power is right there for everyone to see. Many people had already guessed it. Xiaoya, have you ever received a similar prerequisite task for a breakthrough? No, they just said I need to face a lightning strike head-on. So I went up the mountain during a thunderstorm. I got struck by lightning once, just like Du Leijie. Yi Yaya belongs to the Thunder God sequence. This makes perfect sense. I am part of the Slaughter sequence. It's straightforward, just take down monsters, though it looks pretty simple. The key is figuring out where to find second-tier demons. Chen Yan opened the task section. Suddenly, a mission called Haunted House Horror caught his attention. Case file number CB982, location, Tianhai City, Suishir Ancient Town. Within Galen Ancient Town, there is an old house that has been abandoned for years and left uninhabited. A few days ago, 4 college students went to the old house to explore. 3 men and 1 woman. In the end, only the woman survived and managed to escape. She claimed to have seen a ghost. The current progress. The local security bureau has dispatched 2 officers. They went to investigate, but they too disappeared without a trace. It is suspected that there may be supernatural creatures in the house, so the task was handed over to Bureau 749. The mission objective: to locate the 3 missing male college students, and find out the whereabouts of the 2 security officers. Also to uncover the reason behind the violent incidents at the haunted house. If there are any supernatural entities, capture or eliminate them. The reward is 15 contribution points and 30,000 in currency. Chen Yan read through the mission file. It looks like a really tricky one. No wonder no one wants to take on this task. To start with, several people have already gone missing, and none of them ever made it out of the haunted house. Most likely, they're already gone. Plus, there's just too little information. We have no clue what kind of supernatural beings might be inside. If it's something really powerful, inexperienced investigators rushing in could easily panic. By comparison, the investigators, they prefer taking on tasks where the situation is clear. Low risk and simple ones are ideal. However, senior investigators at 749 are usually very busy. They often travel all over the country. It's unlikely for them to assign such tasks to the senior division right away. So in the junior division, it becomes a hot potato. As long as there's a clear presence of supernatural beings, they'll take it. Chen Yan isn't that picky. Carrying out a task requires two people. This is the rule from higher-ups. Two people can look out for and support each other. It increases the chance of success while lowering the fatality rate. A haunted house mission was just assigned. Time to bring a teammate along. The requirement is they must be afraid of ghosts. Someone who is sensible and follows instructions. Chen Yan made a post on the forum. In less than 10 minutes, there were dozens of replies. Whoa, isn't this my buddy Chen? Hey Chen, look at me, I can shout 666. The emotional value is maxed out. The combat capability is decent too. Hey, isn't the girl super sweet? Can she still wear black stockings though? Brother, can you take me with you? Who was Cook Chen? Been out on a mission recently, haven't returned to the department. Never heard of that name. To the person upstairs. Chen just joined the department a few days ago. The new recruit scored a perfect 100 on the test. During the simulation drill, he outperformed Rin Xiaojie. The first post went viral. At 28, can I really do this? I'm scared of ghosts but I follow instructions well. Why would Chen Yan send someone afraid of ghosts to a haunted house? Because supernatural beings have awareness. If we assume that there really are ghosts in the haunted house, they'd recognize someone from 749 when they show up. What if they just keep hiding and refuse to come out? If they're hiding, it makes it harder to take them down. So it's better to have someone who's genuinely scared of ghosts. We'll deal with it after luring the ghost out. It seems like the person 28 loves is someone familiar. Tang Ji, wait a moment. Thinking back to the mission description, 3 men and 1 woman. Only the woman managed to survive and escape. There might be something fishy going on. Having a female teammate would be a good chance to test things out. At this moment, Tang Ji is lying on the bed in his dorm. He is nervously staring at the screen. He usually avoids teaming up with others for missions, worried that he might hold others back. He ends up practicing on wooden dummies in the training ground every day. After a month of this routine, he has already damaged 10 wooden dummies. Even the maintenance worker at the dummy training ground is frustrated. This time, he noticed Chen Yan was looking for teammates. He remembered that the two of them had teamed up before to take part in a simulation exercise, and that gave him the courage to leave a bold message. But then he thought again, and realized he was still being too naive. The replies on Chen Yan's post had already exceeded 100, and there were plenty of people much more skilled than him, wanting to team up with Chen Yan. Why would they even consider someone like me? It was at that moment, a message popped up. Chen Yan arranged to meet at the subway station at 10 a.m. Tang Ji's big eyes widened instantly, after confirming she hadn't misread it. A feeling of delighted excitement burst from her heart. Tang Ji nodded quickly. Got it, Captain. The next morning at 10 a.m., Chen Yan arrived at the subway station right on time. From a distance, she saw Tang Ji sitting on that bench, eyes fixed on the tips of the shoes. No idea what they were thinking about. Morning, Captain. Morning, morning. Tang Ji quickly got up. He was still dressed in a black sporty casual outfit. Her hair was styled into 2 pigtails. Behind the black-rimmed glasses were a pair of excited eyes. What time did you arrive? 8 o'clock. 10 o'clock is the meeting time. Why come so early at 8 o'clock? I'm really sorry. What are you even apologizing for? There's no need to apologize for arriving early. The two got on the train heading to Tianhai City. The 749 special ultra-high-speed maglev train with a subway-style design. Platforms are set up in the suburbs of major cities across the country. Captain, I've prepared a lot of things. Not sure if they'll be useful during the mission. What is this thing? It's a talisman for exorcising ghosts. I exchanged it at the logistics department. Each of us sticks one on ourselves. When attacked by ghosts, golden light will repel them. Tang Ji explained. It's not used to exchange for contribution points. This kind of thing is way too wasteful. And this here is black dog blood. This one is a clear mind pill. If you accidentally inhale too much ghost energy, it could cause discomfort or even fainting. You can take this. Chen Yan was speechless. After this task is completed, the rewards you get probably won't even match what you've spent. He really wants to improve. I won't die. Listen up, completing a mission with me is pretty simple. All you need to do is lure out the monsters and take them down. But these things of yours are barely better than nothing. Seeing Tang Ji's pitiful and wronged expression, Chen Yan eventually accepted his kindness. Before long, the two of them arrived at Tianhai City's subway station number 0. Chen Yan called Amy in advance. They got into an off-road vehicle. Then they drove straight to Tsuishur ancient town. driving smoothly along the way. The captain noticed the old streets and tile-roofed houses of Tsuishir ancient town. There were no towering skyscrapers or bustling city lights. What greeted them was a sense of history and the warmth of everyday life. The two headed directly to the haunted house. This house is a traditional courtyard-style residence. It's undeniably a classical mansion. Yellow caution tape is stretched all around it. There are no residents in the surrounding area. Rumor has it that everyone moved out because they were afraid it was haunted. Just as Chen Nian and the others arrived at the entrance, another person dressed like a Taoist priest walked over. He was wearing a blue robe and a pair of cloth shoes. His appearance was rather simple and modest. Fellow cultivator. The Taoist stopped Chen Nian and the other person. Are you also here to investigate this haunted house? Yes, I am. Lu Yun came from a small Taoist temple on the mountain 10 miles outside the ancient town. I heard there's a haunted house in this ancient town. I came here specifically to check it out. Lu Yun gave a mysterious smile, lowered his voice and said, if I am not mistaken, the two of you must be experts from 749. After all, there was a murder case here just 2 days ago. Chen Nian raised an eyebrow. So, the alley was already checked out this morning. There were no signs of any ghosts or spirits. You two probably made the trip for nothing. Chen Nian chuckled. Do you think I'm an idiot? The main door was locked. The dust at the entrance was undisturbed and neatly settled. You claimed you had already gone inside to check. To take a step back and say, why are you still wandering around here if there are no ghosts? Are you just looking for something to do after eating? Lu Yun felt a sudden jolt in his heart. This kid looks pretty young. Turns out he's actually quite smart. He's not that easy to fool. In fact, he came here to tame the ghosts inside, planning to use them for his own cultivation. He initially wanted to come up with an excuse to trick Chen Nian and the other person into leaving, but he didn't expect to be seen through right away. Just kidding around. Spirits tend to appear when the Yin energy is at its peak after midnight. How about I join you two and check it out together when the time comes? One more person means a bit of extra help. Do you think you're worthy? That one sentence from Chen Nian instantly froze the smile on Lu Yun's face. Though I'm just a solo practitioner without any backing. In this line of work, we still need to follow the unspoken rules of the trade. Does 749 think it can just ignore fairness and reason? Chen Nian said calmly that she had arrived. This will now be under my control. Do you have any questions? I don't mind at all. Let's address the root cause of the problem first. The Taoist couldn't keep his composure on the spot. Are all the young people in 749 this arrogant now? In his temple up in the mountains he had 9 ghostly spirits hidden. As long as this one is captured and refined into a corpse spirit, he could use it to break through to the next level. He doesn't have the guts to confront the 749 group, but he's also unwilling to give up on this place, so he has no choice but to retreat. Observing the situation from a distance, Chen Nian refrained from rushing in to avoid alarming anyone. He felt that what the Taoist said made sense. Midnight is when the Yin energy is strongest. The chances of encountering a corpse ghost are higher. The Taoist is taking action. But it didn't take long before things changed. Here comes another unexpected guest. It was a tall and strong man who showed up. He was dressed in loose cotton clothes. He seemed to be a martial artist. My name is Lei Zhe. I am a lay disciple from the Jinfo Temple. I've come to subdue demons and evil spirits. Is this the haunted house? Another one here to steal the prey. Chen Nian impatiently dug at his ear. Regarding Coach Tang, tell him to get lost. Alright, just a moment. Maybe we should be a bit more polite. After all, we are part of an official organization. We shouldn't be too unreasonable. Then how should we put it? Ask him to leave and Coach Tang obediently steps forward, looking at this guy, who is a full head taller than him. Sorry, please get out of here. The girl looks quite familiar. Didn't expect such aggression. Today I'll take it upon myself to teach you a lesson. Lei Zhe raised his hand. In an instant under the palm, a scarlet blade of light flashed before my eyes. Bright red droplets of blood floated past my sight. What Lei Zhe suddenly took 2 steps back, lowered his head to take a look. The fabric on his chest was already torn apart. A single knife wound, strikingly horrifying to look at. I have cultivated the indestructible diamond body of Buddhism, a body that even bullets cannot harm. How could it possibly get injured so easily? He lifted his head. His gaze fell on the young man in front of him. His eyes narrowed slightly. This boy is not ordinary. When did 749 appear? Another extraordinary investigator has emerged, and his actions seem a bit too decisive and ruthless. The official forces targeting our civilian organizations, aren't they even slightly concerned about crossing the line? Chen Nian gave the knife a casual flick. A line of blood was drawn on the ground with the flick. whether it's you or the priest secretly watching from behind. Listen up and pay attention. I don't mind dealing with anyone who crosses the line. After killing Lei Zhe, a hint of wariness appeared on his face. The Taoist secretly watching from behind shuddered. He disturbed him. He turned around and left. Chen Yan put away the blood knife. He smiled at Tang Ji. You've learned well. Thank you for the praise, Captain. Just as Lei Zhe retreated, the Lu Yun Taoist suddenly blocked his way. Those two are acting together. Why don't the two of us team up as well? Let's stay here for now, and see if we can benefit from the situation. We can wait until midnight. Chen Yan glanced at the time and started walking. With that, he kicked the door open. Dust immediately filled the air. Captain, do we still need the black dog's blood? Follow me and quit wasting time. The shadows of the courtyard appeared especially profound under the moonlight. The stone-paved path was covered with moss. In the corner of the wall stood a solitary and withered old tree. A gust of wind swept through the courtyard. It carried a chill in the air. It felt as if something invisible brushed past. Tang Ji shrank his body slightly. He looked at the captain. May I tug at your sleeve? No, you may not, Tang Ji PVK. If you're not afraid, what if the ghosts inside don't come out? Chen Yan casually walked into the lobby. She began to look around. Every now and then there were faint rustling sounds in the dark. There's nothing on the first floor. They went up to the second floor and arrived at the hallway. As they walked further, Chen Yan suddenly stopped in her tracks. Tang Ji didn't notice. Accidentally, the ball hit Chen Yan in the back. I am so sorry. Taking pictures with a phone. It was then that Tang Ji noticed there were two bodies in the hallway. They were the two missing security officers. With trembling hands, he began taking pictures. All of this needed to be included in the mission report. After taking the pictures, they continued walking forward. Chen Yan wondered, could the ghosts and monsters here be a little too cautious? Still not coming out. Looks like we'll need to use some drastic measures. Xiao Tang, head to the innermost room to check it out. I'll follow orders on my own. Even though fear was overwhelming inside, Tang Ji was still determined to obey. Hesitant and nervous, he went to the innermost room alone. Chen Yan intentionally made him act alone. It was all part of the plan to lure someone out. Meanwhile, he himself pushed open the door to another room. Crunch! The faint moonlight streaming in illuminated, the dust floating in the air. This place seemed to be a bedroom. Chen Yan's gaze landed on the nightstand, and noticed a photo in a dust-covered frame. The photo showed a man and a woman. As he picked up the photo to examine it closely, suddenly there was a loud bang. A corpse hanging upside down fell from the ceiling. That horrifying face was directly in front of Chen Yan. Even though Chen Yan had already developed a strong mindset, she was still startled and took 2 steps back. But, unexpectedly, 2 corpses hanging upside down appeared behind her. The 3 missing male college students were all accounted for. A faint and eerie vapor emerged from their mouths simultaneously. This misty vapor took the shape of a grayish-white ghost in midair, a disheveled female ghost whose life had already ended, still daring to come here and seek death. A man bold enough to break in here. Anyone who comes, I'll kill them. Death awaits you. Chen Yan didn't expect this. The first target of the female ghost's attack wasn't the frightened candy wrapper, but herself. She seems to hold a deep grudge against men. It feels like she thinks all men deserve to die. Thinking about it didn't slow down Chen Yan's movements. The blood turned into a blade and slashed forward. The female ghost was struck by Chen Yan's blade and let out a sharp, agonizing scream. Both her voice and appearance dimmed noticeably. The hateful ghost flew out of the room and escaped into the hallway, only to run headfirst into Tang Ji. A ghost Tang Ji screamed as she spilled the black dog blood. Another piercing scream echoed. White mist began to rise from the ghost's body. It was clear that it had been hurt. Who would have thought it actually worked? Chen Yan held back a laugh. In one swift move, he dashed forward, with a single strike of the blade. The move was clean and efficient. The ghost instantly vanished into thin air. It met its end under the blade. The effect of Predator's thirst is triggered. Blood strength increases permanently. No, nothing's wrong. Chen Yan helped Tang Ji up from the ground. No, nothing's the matter. Is it over already? He still felt a bit scared. Holding onto Chen Yan's arm, he was too afraid to let go. By the way, Captain, my black dog blood still works, right? All right, Captain. Why don't you contain this female ghost? If you bring it back to 749, there might be some extra bonus. Chen Yan gave a slight smile. I see no containment in my eyes. Finished work and just walked downstairs. Arrived at the courtyard. and saw the two people from earlier already waiting. They were Taoist Lu Yun's secular disciple Lei Zhe. "Here we meet again," fellow cultivator Chen Yan said coldly. "It seems like you've forgotten. Earlier, I drew a line at the entrance. We climbed over the wall to get in." Lei Zhe replied with a serious expression. "We kindly ask you to hand over that ghost. Otherwise, don't blame us for joining forces against 749. Lu Yun threatened in a cold tone. Tang Ji mustered up his courage. The captain shouted loudly. "She has already been killed by that female ghost. How should I hand her over to you?" "What do you mean you killed her?" Both Lu Yun and Lu Wei's were dumbfounded at the same time. Their pupils reflected an overwhelming sense of disbelief. No. Why did you have to kill her?" Lu Yun broke down on the spot. He was planning to use that ghost for refinement. Helping yourself to break through. The fisherman's plan to benefit completely fell apart. "You are 749. Aren't they all mainly for containment?" he shouted and questioned angrily. Chen Yan smiled broadly. "I kill whenever I want, whether it's that female ghost or you." But when Lei Zhe heard the news, he didn't get angry, just let out a faint sigh, raised his hands and said Umatba, "Wishing you a smooth journey ahead." Never expected such a tough and unyielding man would unknowingly shed a pair of tears. Why is he crying? Tangji looked utterly confused. What kind of twist is this? Even the Taoist was left speechless, thinking to himself, "Brother, we agreed to wait for the right moment to strike. Why are you staring at the sky with tears in your eyes at a 45-degree angle?" Because it was his wife who died. Chen Yan picked up a photo. It was the same one seen earlier in the room. A man and a woman. The woman was a ghost. The man was Lei Zhe. Generally speaking, only when someone is killed, filled with hatred and resentment, that's how someone turns into a ghost. It was the first time they went on an adventure. There were 4 college students involved, 3 guys and 1 girl. In the end, only the girl survived. She managed to escape. The 2 dead security officers were also male, and earlier, that female ghost attacked me first, instead of Xiao Tang. It shows that this ghost woman deeply hates men. "So, was it you who personally killed your wife?" Lei Zhe did not deny it. After a brief moment of silence, he let out a sigh. "Ever since I started a family with her, I began to carry concerns in my heart. I was never able to break through my cultivation level again." A secular disciple ultimately walks a path of an impure heart and mind. A flash of coldness suddenly appeared in his pupils. Wants to return to the faith once again, only by completely severing earthly ties. "Not long ago, I heard that this ancient town was haunted. It's still the place where we once lived. Deep down, I knew it might be his restless spirit. That's why I came here, hoping to personally send him on his final journey, to break through the realm." He didn't hesitate to harm his wife. What a beast he is. Lu Yun couldn't help but curse out loud. Chen Yan immediately burst into laughter. "Aren't you just as much of a beast, knowing there are ghosts here but still indulging them?" He killed just to make it stronger, and then take it for his own use. "How do you know?" Out of disbelief, staring at Chen Yan. "You mentioned the jar is just 10 miles away. If you wanted to come earlier, you already would have. Yet you chose to come so late. It was said that ghosts appear around midnight. Hearing that I killed the female ghost made you so excited. Clearly, you wanted to use her." Blood slowly dripped from Chen Yan's hand, forming a blood-red blade. "So since you're all beasts, I might as well slaughter you all." Just as Chen Yan was about to take action, the building behind suddenly collapsed with a loud crash, turning into a pile of rubble. Thick ghostly energy lingered in the swirling dust. "Captain Xingxin pill." Tang Ji handed over the pill. Chen Yan hadn't expected it would actually come in handy. The pill went down into his stomach, and instantly his mind felt noticeably clearer. But that female ghost had clearly already been defeated by him. Even the rewards have been delivered. Why is there still such a heavy presence of ghostly energy? In the cold and chilling evening breeze, none of them made any rash moves. At that very moment, from the ruins of the house, a thin and frail little hand slowly reached out from the pile of rubble. What crawled out from inside was a baby. His small face was pale without the slightest trace of blood. His eyes were completely dark and black, like an endless and deep abyss. It sends chills down your spine. The ghost baby Lu Yun suddenly fell silent. That woman had a child in her belly before she died. The unborn baby died along with its mother. A stillborn child harbors immense resentment, combined with absorbing a large amount of its mother's energy. This is the only way such evil can take form. The ghost baby is the most vicious type of ghost. It crawled out from the rubble, kept moving closer to the crowd. Its body kept swelling and growing larger. It actually turned into a giant that looked like a child. Everyone felt chills running down their spines. Lu Yun had indeed known about the female ghost for a long time. He wanted to wait for the ghost to kill a few more people, so she could become stronger, before taking her down. But it turned out she was hiding a ghost infant. That part he truly didn't know. Let your love settle and be expressed. Test his level. A line of green text appears. LV-26 Ghost Infant Calamity. Among humans, there are geniuses, people in the same major realm, vary greatly in strength and weakness. Demons and monsters are just as usual. Calamity, Disaster, Dragon, Ghost Extremes. These are the 5 official ratings or levels, at least 30 times stronger than ordinary demons of the same level. It is strongly advised to retreat immediately. Amy offered a suggestion. Based on analysis of big data, the enemy in front of them is beyond what Chen Yan and the other can handle. It hurts so much. The ghost baby cried out loudly. The terrifying sound waves made their eardrums ache. At that very moment, Lei Zhe softly called out from ahead. Son, I am your father. He approached with gentle guidance. Son, your father won't hurt you. Come here, son. A massive ghostly baby slowly crawled toward him. When they were less than a meter apart, Lei Zhe suddenly pulled out a golden talisman, pressed it onto the ghost baby's head. The talisman radiated a burst of golden light. The ghost baby let out a piercing scream immediately. Let this be your final contribution, to be used as a relic for honoring Dad. Lei Zhe took out a string of prayer beads, quickly flicking them through his fingers, trying to subdue the ghost infant, to suppress and control it. Unexpectedly, the ghost infant suddenly extended a chubby hand, and grabbed Lei Zhe with force. His head throbbed with pain. Dad, it hurts. Pa Ji's head was crushed by razor on the spot, just like a watermelon bursting with juice. The juice seeped through the gaps of the ghost baby's fingers. Tao completely lost it, said his goodbyes in advance. This ghostly path couldn't handle flowing clouds, didn't dare to linger for even a moment, turned and bolted immediately. But Chen Yan and Tang Ji stayed behind. If this ghostly presence gets out, the nearby ancient towns might be completely destroyed. Even Tang Ji, who was trembling with fear, still stood firm at the moment, because investigators of Bureau 749 have the duty to ensure the safety of ordinary people. Little Tang, you go first. What about you, Captain? Of course, I'll stay here. And take him down. Chen Yan's lips curled into an excited smile. Blood flowed out from the palm, yet there was no sense of pain. It formed into a long blade mid-air, and was grasped by Chen Yan in his hand. Suddenly, the ghost infant moved its limbs, and charged forward like a wild beast. The blade drawing stance unleashed a dragon from the depths. A swift and forceful crimson blade light slashed out, with the momentum of thunder, sharp and piercing. The ghost infant's half hand was severed on the spot. Amid the piercing and sorrowful wails, the ghostly infant suddenly struck out with its other hand. Chen Yan initially planned to block with his knife, but unexpectedly, Tang Ji's figure appeared on the side, raising his right arm to shield him from this blow. The gene liberation ability, once activated, can significantly enhance physical strength and power. A heavy, muffled impact shattered the air. Tang Ji was instantly sent flying, plunged into the rubble of the house. In less than 2 seconds, he got back on his feet. Blood was on the corner of his mouth, but his gaze was incredibly determined. Captain, I'll buy you some time. You can use that move. Be careful. Tang Ji stuck the ghost-repelling talisman he had bought earlier onto himself. His right hand clenched into a fist. Clap your left hand. Take a deep breath and lower your center of gravity. Mom and Dad, I killed you. The raging ghost baby charged forward, engaged in an intense hand-to-hand fight with Tang Ji. The ghost-expelling talisman inside the battle also played a role. It kept him safe for a short period of time. As for Chen Yan, she originally planned to take a desperate risk by causing massive blood loss, maximizing the power of the Blood Sovereign. Now it seems there's no need for that. He leaped onto the rooftop on the other side, drew his bow right where he stood. Slaughter Sequence 015 Blood Moon Bow of Lat-Ani. Countless blood beads gathered and formed an arrow. The dark crimson glow resembled the night sky. The blood moon has finished charging. Xiao Tang dodged out of the way. It was Tang Ji who suddenly stood up, dodging the arrow, released from the bowstring, striking the ghost infant right on target. Boom as dust and smoke billowed. The ground was blown into a huge crater. The ghost infant lay in the pit. The crimson arrow completely pierced through its body. It screamed in pain, calling for its father. Chen Yan stabbed the ghost infant's head with a backward slash. Finally, the ghost infant gradually fell silent, turned into black mist and faded into the air. The divine mission was completed. Blood intensity increased by 6, defeated powerful demons and monsters. The hunting desire effect was triggered. Blood intensity increased by 3, after the demons and monsters were killed. A large amount of spiritual energy was released in a short time. Chen Yan and Tang Ji nearby were able to absorb it, leveled up by a whole 10 levels. The level increased from 67 to 77. Chen Yan jumped down. The blood flowed back into his body. His pale complexion improved noticeably. "Are you all right?" "I'm fine, Captain. It seems like my cultivation level has broken through." Tangji was both surprised and delighted. His state of mind had just been elevated. Plus he absorbed some spiritual energy. Just enough to fill up the spiritual energy. Breaking through happens naturally when the time is right. Congratulations to Chen Yan. The prerequisites for the breakthrough have been completed. As long as all 100 spiritual apertures in the body are filled, a breakthrough can be achieved. Thank you, Captain. Tang Ji also realized the significant gains from this mission. He quickly bowed to Chen Yan to express his gratitude. The two prepared to take a short rest, and informed the relevant troops to come and handle the aftermath. Current blood intensity increased by 20, can receive a divine blessing. Chen Yan focused his thoughts. Within the consciousness space, 3 cards appeared in front of him. Blood intensity increased by 32. Enhance the Blood Lord. When surrounded by one's own blood, any damage received, all attacks will automatically be defended against. Gain ability number 3. The ghost baby sits on the ground wailing loudly. Unleashes powerful sound waves to attack enemies. What does this number 3 mean? The useless ability is settling down. Of course, we choose this one. Mechanism number 2 is significantly more important. Blood can provide automatic defense. That actually sounds pretty impressive. Isn't it just like Gaara in Naruto, where the sand can automatically defend him? Without realizing it, someone fires a gun at him, and his blood forms a barrier, automatically blocking the attack, without Chen Yan having to control it herself. But that's not the end of it. Chen Yan calls out to Amy. Amy helps me track it using location. The location of the Taoist temple within 10 miles around here. The position has been confirmed. Do you want to activate it? Navigation is now active. It's time to settle the score with that Taoist priest.